Ray Guy, number 8 of the Oakland Raiders, comes out to take the ball from our referee, Tom Bell, to kick this ball away to the Miami Dolphins. Tommy Bell is the referee. Umpires Paul Sapinski. Ed Marion is the head linesman. Line judge is Bruce Alford. The back judge is Ray Douglas. And Bob Workman is the field judge. The Miami Dolphins have now taken the field, huddling about the 35-yard line. Mercury Morris, 22. Charlie Lee, 23, will go back deep. Ray Guy was the number 1 draft choice of these Oakland Raiders. The 23rd man picked out of 442. Rookie out of southern Mississippi, known for his punting. He'll kick it off. Minnesota defeated Dallas 27-10. Minnesota goes to the Super Bowl. One of these two teams this afternoon will go to the Super Bowl. And we'll know that a couple of hours from now. Ray Guy staring into the sunlight. It is 80 degrees. Now approaches the football to kick off. Low driving kick taken by one of the up men. And gets out to the 36-yard line. Don Nottingham, former Baltimore Colt, joined the Dolphins in mid-season, returns a low kick out to the 36-yard line, where Monty Johnson, a linebacker, made the stop. Again, 3 seasons quarterback. Morrison, Csonka, the running back. Warfield and Briscoe, the wide receivers. The tight end is Jim Mandich. Reachie calling signals from the 36-yard line. In motion comes Marlon Briscoe to the right side. Bobbled over there. Ball is handed to Osgood. Tries his own right side. Picks up a yard. Gets out to the 37-yard line before Tony Klein makes the stop there. And Kyle Rote, we are underway.
We really are, and you see Miami going right at the line play. And a lot of quarterbacks like to start off running that ball right into the line. It gives their linemen a chance to establish themselves, make that early contact, try to gain control, even if it's a little emotional control over their little individual battles on that line of scrimmage.
That is the tight end, splits about 5 yards to the right. Warfield is to the left as they split in, and Briscoe is beyond him at the far side of the field on 2nd down and 9. Reachie calling signal. 6 men up front, 1 man almost jumped. Ball is handed to Mercury Morris out across the 40-yard line. Gets out to the 44 and is knocked down there, shy of the first down. Jack Tatum and George Anderson, the safeties, made the stop. Mercury Morris is really dangerous. Marv Fleming comes in now. He is the better of the 2 blocking ends. Briscoe comes out. So we have 2 tight ends, Fleming and Mandich. It'll be 3rd down from just over the 44. They've got to get just past the 46-yard line. No score. We are just on the way at the Orange Bowl of Miami. Paul Warfield drops off to the left. They've got those 2 tight ends in tight. Csonka and Morris. But Csonka right behind. One of that is about 3 yards behind him. Greasy hands the Csonka over to the right side, and he's got the first down. Backing out to the 47-yard line. Dan Connors, the middle linebacker, and Tony Klein made the stop. First down, Miami. Fleming comes up. Briscoe comes back in. Remember, a week ago, the Miami Dolphins reeled off 27 first downs and setting a playoff record when they knocked off the Cincinnati Bengals. On the Miami 47, Warfield goes to the left, Briscoe to the right. The backs is split about 7 yards to the backfield. Csonka on the left, Morris on the right. Mercury Morris over his own left side this time, first across the 50-yard line. And it's knocked down as he gets down to the 43-yard line. Bill Villapiano, the left side linebacker, made the stop. And Mercury Morris was successfully quick, but then when did he look that quick?
That's true, Jim. And the Dolphins are successfully running against a good, strong Oakland defensive alignment. What Oakland is doing is overshifting its linemen toward the strength of the Miami offensive set, undershifting their linebackers away to the other side. Once you break through that strong wall of front linemen, down linemen, the positioning of the linebackers are away from that play, and you can pick up some pretty good yardage. That's what Mercury Morris did and broke through the first wave. There were less linebackers than normal back there when he got through, so he was able to pick up some yardage and a first down.
A little bit more than 10 yards, ball on the 42.5-yard line of Oakland. Briscoe right, Warfield to the left. This time Morris is sitting almost behind the left tackle. Greasy back for his first pass, looking downfield, looking for Briscoe, maybe picked off, flag goes down, and it also may be interference. And that's what it's going to be. Nehemiah Wilson is the man out there defending, along with George Atkinson. Briscoe, the intended receiver. offensive left tackle now for Miami, Doug Krusak, is there. They are calling not interference, but rather holding, which a defensive penalty is 5 yards and an automatic first down, so the ball is just between the 38 and 37.
The Raider defending backs up there, jammed up against the wide receivers, trying to jam them at the line of scrimmage, or at least on their first step or two over the line. Trying to keep them from getting really a good run downfield.
Well, I would like to know what Art Tom said, but he stepped across the line of scrimmage almost in the Miami backfield and said something to referee Tommy Bell. 12:07 to go. We're in the first quarter. There's no score. Oakland kicked off to Miami. They've driven for a first down to the 37-yard line of Oakland. Warfield to the left. Briscoe to the right. Greasy calling 6 10 to Murphy Moore, trying to come around the right side. And is hit and knocked down on a fine tackle by Nehemiah Wilson. A loss of a couple of yards back to the 39-yard line.
And Nehemiah Wilson will have his hands full this afternoon, particularly when he's trying to cover Briscoe. Everyone knows that Paul Warfield is fast. Briscoe is the tricky type of pass receiver. Great moves, great maneuvers. Awfully difficult to cover a man who can make the maneuvers that a Briscoe can.
Jim Kick is coming to replace Morris. He's the third leading receiver on the Miami Dolphins. Briscoe comes to the right. Warfield way across the field, setting up at the 40-yard line. Line of scrimmage is just about the 38-second down. 11 to go, let's call it. I formation this time. The tailback is Kick. The ball goes to Kick, and Kick is written down by Otis Sistrunk, the left defensive tackle, as he picks up a yard or two, and that is all. It is going to be third down, a long yardage. So the Dolphins were able to move in the early going. The Raiders may have made some defensive adjustments. Now Skip Thomas is coming in on third down of about 11 to go, so we're going to have 5 defensive backs. At times, the Oakland Raiders will use 6 defensive backs. They take out the middle linebacker, Dan Connors. Third down at 11. Warfield to the left, Briscoe to the right. Kick and Csonka in the backfield. No score, less than 11 minutes to go in the first quarter. Greasy sets the call signal. Greasy drops straight back, looking to throw. Running out of time, runs out of the pocket across the 40, down across the 30-yard line. Atkinson misses it for the 20. Back down inside the 15-yard line at the 11. First down, Miami. Villapieano makes the saving tackle. Greasy trapped. They had their arms around him. He slithered away and ran to the 11.
He really did a beautiful job of getting out of that, Jim. Also, the Raiders did an excellent job of pass coverage, almost too good, because as Greasy broke out of that pocket to start running, their defenders were covering so closely on the receivers, watching every step they were making. They didn't see Greasy break out of that pocket and start scrambling and running. As a result, they had their backs turned to him.
Mercury Morris has come back in to join Larry Csonka. Briscoe to the right, Warfield to the left. Managed the tight end on the left side, split a couple of yards. Ball goes to Csonka over on right side. Big hole, touchdown! Well, nobody near Larry Csonka, who went across his own right tackle. 11-yard TD run by Csonka. And the defending Super Bowl champion, Miami Dolphins, are on the scoreboard first.
And, Jim, would you believe that one of the great blocks in that play was thrown by Mercury Morris, the running back, for Csonka. He blocked out Tony Klein, the defensive end, put a great block on him, held him outside so Csonka could cut back up inside.
Well, they've taken the opening kickoff and marched it a total of 64 yards. Premium out with Earl Morrill to hold. Oakland has not had the football yet. Ball is spotted down. Your premium kick is perfect. Time out at the orange bowl of Miami. The Dolphins have drawn first blood and lead Oakland 7-0.
During the regular season, Csonka rushed for 1,003 yards in 219 attempts, an average of 4.6, as long as with 25, and scored 5 touchdowns. Of course, he has a big one here in the AFC Championship game, going 11 yards for the first score of the game. And Larry says it's not as hard running with defensive players hanging all over you as it looks from the stands.
I think sometimes the angle you're viewing it might give you a different interpretation of it. Sometimes the fellas hitting me, I'm sort of in the middle, and they're hitting from both sides. I mean, not the force of the blow from each side really transfers through my body and knocks the fellas hitting me from the other side off. It's not really as hard as it looks, I don't believe.
The former Syracuse running star, Larry Csonka, the Miami Dolphins now. The rusher in the Raiders department who does the best is Marv Hubbard, who rushed for 903 yards for 4.7 average. And then comes Charlie Smith, who averaged 3.9, gaining 682.
Miami's a fast-starting team. Over the year, they had 106 points in the first quarter to 19 for their opponents, 117 in the second quarter as compared to 50 for their opponents, so they're off to their usual flying start. Charlie Smith and Clarence Davis are deep. Fleming kicks it off. Clarence Davis, the fast of the two, brings it out of the end zone. Going to his right across the 10, the 15, gets away from the tackler, across the 20-yard line, and they'll spot the ball at the 25. It'll be 1st and 10 for Oakland. Curtis Johnson made the stop. Now, Ken Stabler, number 12, the conference and the National Football League leading passer, will be at quarterback. Charlie Smith, 23. Marv Hubbard, 44, the running back. Mike Ciani, 49. Fred Bolitnikoff, 25, the wide receivers. Bob Moore's the tight end. Art Shell and John Bell are the tackles. Gene Upshaw and George Beal are the guards. Jim Otto at center. The Miami defense in a moment as Stabler has them out for the first time. Stabler hands to Marv Hubbard. Big hole across the 30, the 35, and Jake Scott drags him down at the 39. And Oakland comes up with a big first down play on their first play on offense. Burns and Herter, Manny Fernandez, Bob Hines, Bill Stanfield, the front four for Miami. Doug Swift, Nick Monicani, Mike Colin, the linebackers. Lloyd Mumford and Curtis Johnson at the corners. Dick Anderson and Jake Scott are the safeties.
We might see Oakland going back at Fernandez again. That's the area they went between Fernandez and Dan Herter. Fernandez has been out with a severe muscle pull.
7-0 Miami. Stabler has Bolitnikoff right, Ciani to the left, and this time to Charlie Smith, and Smith is backed up as he crosses the 40-yard line to the 41-yard line by Captain Crunch, Mike Colvin, the right side linebacker, with a little help from Bob Hines, the right tackle. 8:44 to go. Bob Matheson comes in. For those who follow the National Football League, as Bob Hines comes out, you know that Bob Matheson's number, the linebacker for the Miami Dolphins, is 53, and so the Dolphins are now in their famous 53 defense. Ciani left, Bolitnikoff right. Charlie Smith, Marv Hubbard to split back. Ball is handed to Hubbard, trying to come to the left side. Hubbard runs right into Bill Stanfield. The all-pro right defensive end, after pickup of a couple of yards, is out to the 43-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd down and about 6. 3rd and 6. Dolphins lead 7-0 on the 11-yard burst by Larry Csonka. We've got 8 minutes to go in the first quarter.
And as you can see, the Dolphins really don't weaken themselves at all against the run when they go into that 53. 3 linemen, 4 linebackers behind him. Now Bolitnikoff and Ciani set up to the same side, the right side, and the backs are split about 10 yards in the backfield. Stabler back for his first pass, come excellent percentage, throws out, has Hubbard, has the first down into Miami territory at the 48-yard line. Nick Monicani and Mike Colin made the tackle there. But it's the first down for the Raiders, and Stabler, who set a National Football League record with 25 for 29 against Baltimore back in October for better than 86% of his passes, is 1 for 1 here today. When Kyle and I saw him last Saturday, a week ago, against the Steelers, he was 14 for 17. It's Marv Hubbard for the first down at the 49-yard line. Stabler has him out now with Ciani to the left, hands the ball to Charlie Smith, trying to come around the left side at the 50-yard line, gets away from one tackle and runs into a couple of Dolphins and picks up a couple of yards. Down to about the 46-yard line. Nick Monicani, Manny Fernandez, Dick Anderson, all around the football. As you pointed out, Nick Monicani, they have the marks that most good, solid championship teams have, the Dolphins do. That great pursuit on the fence. Against the wide plays, everybody, a friend, I think, comes over to stop that runner.
Well, Don Shula now goes to the 53 defense on 2nd down and long yardage. For those who did not hear, Minnesota 27, Dallas 10. Minnesota wins the National Football Conference Championship. 1/2 of the Super Bowl next month in Houston. Quick over to Charlie Smith. He gets maybe to the 45-yard line, and that's about all. Manny Fernandez really closed that hole down with a little help from Nick Monicani, the middle linebacker. But now it's going to be 3rd down and 7. Delightful afternoon in Miami, Florida. There is a rather strong breeze blowing, but the temperature game time was 80 degrees. And now Tim Foley comes in, and Monicani comes out as they have now 5 defensive backs, anticipating the pass by Kenny Stabler, who sends both Ciani and Bolitnikoff to the right side. Stabler stepping back. back, looking over the defenses before stepping up behind the center, drops straight back. Under rush, goes across the middle, flag goes down. Ball is caught by Sciani. Sandy's got the first down inside the 35-yard line, but there's a flag down way back in the Oakland secondary. And Oakland is walking back. Could be offensive holding to give Kenny Stabler the time that he needed. Tommy Bell, the referee, is walking over to get the information from the officials. So instead of a first down at the 34, they're marking off 15 big yards. Bell has the football, marching back to the 40-yard line, and tells us it is offensive holding. Charged against the Oakland Raiders, and that's how to talk to.
And Jim, it's what we were talking about before the ball game, those little things that make the difference in these big games. The fumble, the inopportune interception, the lineman caught holding to stop a drive just when they had what appeared to be a first down. Now they're back third and something like 21.
Steve Banaszak has come in. He is the fine pass blocker. Hubbard is out. Banaszak is also a good receiver. Stabler back. Throws, has his man across the way. Knocked down immediately. Far shy. Charlie Smith knocked down by Nick Bonicani. Far shy of the first down. The ball is up the 46-yard line of Oakland. They'll have to kick it back to Miami. Ray Guy, who averaged 45.3 yards per punt to finish 7.5 inches average behind Gerald Wilson for the championship, steps back to his own 31. Jake Scott is deep now for Miami with Dick Anderson, the up man.
If there is any wind, he's kicking into it.
Hangs it up there. Scott inside the 15-yard line. No fair catch called for. Grabs around the ankle, gets back to the 15, knocked down at the 16-yard line. It'll be first and 10 from there. 4:43 to go. We are in the first quarter of an excited orange bowl of Miami, Florida. And the score, Miami 7, Oakland nothing.
In the last AFC game in 1972, Miami defeated Pittsburgh 21-17 as the Dolphins gained its second straight AFC crown. They defeated Baltimore in 1971, shutting out the Colts 21-0. The series goes back, of course, to the old American Football League. And looking at the games year by year, 1960, the first for the American Football League, Houston defeated Los Angeles by a score of 24-16. In 1961, it was Houston over San Diego. That's when George Blanda was quarterbacking and kicking for the Houston club. They defeated San Diego 10-3. In 62, Dallas beat Houston 20-17. In 63, San Diego 51, Boston 10. In 64, Buffalo beat San Diego 20-7. In 65, Buffalo shut out San Diego 23-0. In 66, it was Kansas City 67, Oakland, New York in 68, Kansas City 69, and Baltimore 70.
Miami would control the football for the first 5 minutes and 13 seconds of this game, driving at 64 yards for a score. And an 11-yard rush by Larry Csonka. Now has the football back again. They've spotted it at their 15-yard line. Warfield goes out to the left, Marlon Briscoe to the right. Humphrey Morris carries on to the setback. Miami leading 7-0, and a penalty will go to King's football. Tommy Bell tosses one out, gets the new one in. The Miami offensive line never moved. Now they're set as Jim Langer bends over the ball, and Greasy sets the call 6. 7-0 Miami. Greasy hands to Csonka, tries his own right side across the 25-yard line. Jack Tatum makes the tackle. First down all the way out to the 29-yard line. As we're excited Miami, we pause 10 seconds for station identification.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
From Miami, Jim Simpson with Kyle Rote. 14 yards for Larry Csonka, bursting over his own right tackle. Warfield out to the left. Greasy, first down at the 28-yard line. Calling signals, handing the ball again to Csonka. Tries the same spot and gets a couple of yards this time with Stiff Strunk and Villapiano plugging up the hole. It'll be second down and 7.
Jim, this brings us to another point of comparison between these two teams. We'll be getting into passing situations, possibly in one now if Greasy elects to throw on 2nd and 6. The Miami Dolphins have given Greasy and the other quarterback, Earl Morrow, excellent protection. He's only been trapped 13 times. The Raiders have been trapped 45 times.
Briscoe and Warfield both to the right. Now Warfield goes in motion back to the left. Greasy goes back to throw, standing on his own 23. He in a crowd, gets away from a couple of people, and then is buried on a fine tackle by Dan Connors, the middle linebacker, who came up to close it off. Tom's had a shot at him. Sistrunk had a shot at him. Remember, it was a scramble by Greasy to the 11-yard line that set up the Csonka touchdown run. This time he did not break away. He was thrown back at the 24, and it's third down and nearly 15 to go. 3:10 to go with the first quarter in Miami, Florida. Hello to all of you, wherever you are here in this country, overseas in Europe, in Asia, in Japan. We welcome you all to NBC's coverages of the American Football Conference Championship. Warfield left, Briscoe right on third and long yardage. Ball is handed to Csonka. He gets to the line of scrimmage and stumbles for a couple of yards out to the 27-yard line. Filipiano and Connors made the tackle there. And it's fourth down, and Larry Seifel will be called on to kick for the first time today. Seifel, a 7-year veteran from Kentucky, averaging a little bit better than 42 yards per carry. Miami leading 7-0. George Atkinson. And let us say something about George Atkinson. He has 41 punt returns for a little bit better than 8 yards per punt return. But he has returned one all the way and is a man that has also set up an important score against Denver the last game. Off the side of the foot of Seifel. Atkinson. No fair catch at the 34. Down he goes at the 30-yard line. Driven back. They'll bring it out to about the 33 or 4 where he was first hit. 2:04 to go. Timeout of the Orange Bowl with the score Miami 7 and Oakland nothing.
For the first time since he became a professional football player, Bob Lilly missed starting a game with the Dallas Cowboys today. Lilly had started 196 regular season and playoff games with Dallas since joining the club back in 1961. But he failed to start the Cowboys' NFC Championship game against Minnesota today. Lilly pulled a leg muscle 5 weeks ago against the Denver Broncos and had only seen limited action until last week when he aggravated the injury against the Los Angeles Rams. And again, the score, we'll give you detail a little bit later on. The score there was Minnesota 27 and Dallas 10. So the Vikings now, I'm sure, are watching this game to see who they'll be playing in the Super Bowl game at Houston on January the 13th. These two teams playing today, Oakland, of course, won the Western Division, 9 wins, 4 losses, 1 tie. Miami won the Eastern Division, 12-2-0.
Oakland huddling on their own 25-yard line. The ball will be spotted at the 34 where Atkinson took the Larry Seifel punt, only be driven back to the 30-yard line. Oakland trying to get going. Miami normally a fast-starting team. They have started fast, and Kyle, Oakland's trying to put something together.
They are, and, they talk about the Miami zone defense. If a team has receivers designed to go against the zone defense, I would think it would be the Oakland Raiders. Mike Stiani and Fred Biletnikoff, not great speed, but great maneuvers, great ability to find the open spot. That's what he's working with now.
Ball is handed off to Charlie Smith, taking the right side, breaks across the 40-yard line, and Jake Scott upends him there with a little help from his friends, including Lloyd Mumford. And that's a good pickup of about 7 yards for Charlie Smith. Playing behind Charlie Smith is Clarence Davis, who has bona fide 9.4 speed. He has not put in an appearance yet. He is also their fine kickoff return man. Let's give Charlie Smith a gain of nearly 9 and call it second and a long one. Miami leading by a touchdown, a minute and a half to go. We are just in the first quarter. Biletnikoff trots out to set up right. Stiani left. Hubbard. Smith, the backfield. Stabler hands the ball to Hubbard. Hubbard's got the first down, breaking straight up the middle across the 50-yard line, down to the 45-yard line. Before the weak side safety, Jake Scott made the stop there along with Curtis Johnson. And they really opened up the right side of the Miami line, Con.
They really did, and this time Oakland caught Miami in the overshifted type of defense, where the linebackers were shifted to the weak side or away from where Hubbard ran. Broke to that front wall of down linemen. No linebacker back there to stop it.
Bob Matheson has come in, so Miami's in the 53 defense, and Clarence Davis is checked in for Charlie Smith. He's the speedster we told you about from Southern California. First down from the 45. That is Davis with the ball, and he picks up about 7 yards, going over his own right tackle, down inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Well, remember, Oakland trailing 7-0, was moving the ball very well and had a first down at the 34, only to have that nullified by a 15-yard offensive holding penalty.
Jim, it's so important that Stabler gets this ground game established, which he looks like he's on the road to doing, because once he does that, those linebackers will have to hold up in there and respect the play-action pass. That way he can get his passing game going.
10 seconds to go in the quarter. This will be the last play. Ball handed to Hubbard. Another big hole, and Hubbard, I believe, has the first down inside a 35-yard line. As time is running out, they'll have to have the measurement right there.
Manny Fernandez has Dick Anderson tackled as the...
And they're still going to measure. They have not yet fired the gun. Now they have to tell us that's the end of the first quarter. Miami leads it in the American Football Conference Championship 7-0 over Oakland.
Let's check more on that game that was over about 45 minutes ago at Irving, Texas. The Vikings defeated the Cowboys 27-10 to win the NFC Championship, and of course, we said we'll meet the AFC winner today between Miami and Oakland. Fran Tarkington quarterbacked the Vikings to their triumph and played a key role in the scoring with a 54-yard touchdown pass. Minnesota's defense again was a vital factor, intercepting 4 passes. Bob Bryant, who stole 2 of Roger Staubach's passes, ran back one of them 63 yards for a thrilling touchdown. Getting back to our game today, as we mentioned earlier, Oakland was 9-4-1, winning the West in the AFC. Miami winning the East with a record of 12-2-0. And let's look at common opponents. Baltimore played both teams. Oakland won over the Colts 34-21. Miami played them twice, beating them 44-0 and losing to Baltimore next to last game 16-3. We'll compare other scores later.
Back at the Orange Bowl in sunny and warm Miami, Florida. The Oakland Raiders' Kenny Stabler, the quarterback, has just trotted back into the huddle after a long conference with his coach, John Madden, who in 5 years, the Oakland Raiders has had his team in the playoffs 4 times. 6 times in the last 7 years have the Oakland Raiders made it to the playoffs. And, of course, they were in 1 Super Bowl. That was the second in history. It was played right here at the Orange Bowl in Miami when Bart Starr and company kind of took the Oakland Raiders apart. Darryl LaMonica was the quarterback that day, and this is the first time in playoff history, meaning last week's game against the Steelers and again today, that LaMonica has not been the starting quarterback. Stabler, who says he loves the game of football, loves the pressure, doesn't get concerned as a quarterback. He's got a first down at the 34-yard line as Keene trails. Littlecoff right, Yanni left, hands the ball to Clarence Davis, and Davis tries that right side of the Miami line and gets virtually nowhere. Came over. They closed him down along with Dick Anderson and the strong side linebacker Doug Swift. Gain of a yard, second down 9. Early second quarter, it is 7-0 Miami. Minnesota defeated Dallas for the national title 27-10. Littlecoff is way wide to the right. Yanni to the left. Stabler back to throw. Looking. And it is almost picked off, intended for Littlecoff, and Lloyd Mumford was there to knock it away at the sideline at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, Stabler was a little late throwing that ball. Littlecoff had already made his move, and Stabler still had the ball in his hands. It was a relatively easy reaction for Mumford to come up with. Almost picked it off, as Jim pointed out. It was in good position, had good protection.
Ball is on the 33.5-yard line. Third down, 9 to go. Littlecoff and Ciani go out to the left. Another big third down situation for the Raiders, who trail by 7. Clarence Smith, Barr, Hubbard, the step back. Smith very wide in the backfield. Stabler drops straight back looking to throw. Throws out here for his tight end, Bob Moore. Can't hold on to it. Mumford is there to help break it up. Bob McConney, who had come out with the tight end from his middle linebacker's spot, slipped and fell down, but the ball was going a little long. Mumford was there, and Moore couldn't hold on to it. So it's 4th down, and George Blanda comes out. Blanda played in 196 regular season games. This is his 24th year. Between the 40 and 49, he is only 3 out of 11. He has been an excellent field goal kicker from within the 40-yard line, but outside the 40-yard line, George Blanda has not been too effective. Stabler kneels at the 41, and Blanda will try one from the 41-yard line. Ball is set down. The kick is up. Looks like it's going to be scored, and it's scored and no good. Blanda misses. And he was kicking into a whiff. So the Oakland Raiders are stymied once again as 46-year-old George Blanda goes to the sideline. Al Davis, the general managing partner of the Oakland Raiders, one of the biggest rooters in the world, puts his head down on one fist and continues to stare at the game as the Dolphins lead 7-0.
Jim, I don't know whether it's just my imagination or not, but watching Blanda kick that, there was something unusual about his style. It looked like he looked up even before he hit the ball to see how it was going to go, something that he usually does not do.
Warfield left, Briscoe to the right, double wing. Briscoe now comes in motion, pitch back to Csonka trying the right side, and he is upended on a fine play by the middle linebacker, Dan Connors, after a pickup out to the 21.5-yard line. Let's call it second down and 8. Miami 7, Oakland nothing. We've got nearly 14 minutes to go in the first half.
You mentioned Briscoe coming back from his flanker-back position in motion. The ball was snapped when he was about 3 yards outside of his own end. Coming back in on that crackback block on Phil Villapiano, 41, the Raiders' left side linebacker. Really a dangerous play, the one that gives the linebackers nightmares.
High formation now. Csonka and Briscoe. Ball handed to Briscoe, trying to come outside, gets back to the 20-yard line, out to the 23, 24-yard line before a swarm of Oakland Raiders, led by Otis Sistrunk, put it to him, along with Tony Klein and Bill Villapiano. So now it is going to be third down and just about 6 yards to go. And Jim Kick, the fine pass receiver, comes in. And Skip Thomas, another defensive back, comes in for the Oakland Raiders. And Dan Connors, the middle linebacker, will check out. Mercury Morris, of course, comes out as Kick comes in on third down and about 5.5. Kick, a good pass receiver. Mandich, tight end, sets up on the left side and now splits up quite a bit as both Briscoe and Warfield are wide on the right. They've got 3 fine receivers in there, plus Jim Kick is in the backfield with Csonka. And now Greasy goes straight back, looks to throw to Briscoe. Briscoe looks like he's got the first down at the 31-yard line. Knocked down immediately by Nehemiah Wilson. But that's the first down.
That play really requires great timing. Greasy putting that right on Briscoe. Ball in the air before Briscoe even turned around. That's Stabler's problem a little earlier. He threw the ball a little too late to Biletnikoff. On this one, Greasy timing that pass to Briscoe just right, just on the button.
Mercury Morris has come back in. Warfield left, Briscoe right. The backs are split 7 to 8 yards in the backfield now. Greasy calling signals on first down from a 31-yard line. Hands to Morris, tries to get outside. Morris, another Tony Klein almost got him, and Villapiano makes the stop. Klein in the backfield, very nearly at him, and Villapiano, using Klein to slow him up, came up to make the stop at the 31-yard line. Second down and 9.
2 really fine young quarterbacks in this game. I say young. Greasy is finishing his 7th year out of Purdue. Stabler, his 4th season out of Alabama. That's not really a long time as far as some of the quarterbacks are concerned.
Considering, of course, Kyle, that Stabler laid out, I believe it was 1969, for certain problems, just stayed away from football. Another defensive back, Skip Thomas, is in. Dan Connors, the middle linebacker, has checked out on second down and 9 as Greasy calls signals. Greasy, flag goes down, setting up, and now he's not even going to get the pass off, because apparently a penalty, the whistle blew before the play began. And it's a legal procedure. I believe the left side of the line, Wayne Moore moved, and when they did, the right side of the defensive line, Horace Jones immediately broke across the line of scrimmage to set up the illegal procedure call against the Dolphins. So it's second down and about 14 from the 26 of Miami. They lead 7-0.
And once one of those interior linemen sets on his stance down, he can't move anything. And apparently it's such a slight infraction that the officials can pick it up. Most of the people in the stands can't. Since we're here in Miami, they weren't too happy with the call.
Well, in the first quarter, Miami had 6 first downs, Oakland 4. Miami gained 80 yards, Oakland 64, but Miami leads 7-0. Second down and 14. Greasy dropping straight back. Looking, throwing, knocked down at the line of scrimmage by Art Tom, the big right tackle. Well, that's probably the most intimidating that the Oakland Raiders defense has been today.
It has, and it's also what successfully, I think, got them through their games in the latter part of the season, particularly their playoff game with Pittsburgh. Thompson, Sistrunk, Klein, Jones, batting down several of Bradshaw's passes.
Third down and 14. Kick comes out. Mercury Morris goes back in. Mercury narrowly missed 1,000 yards this year, but did not play in the final game of the regular season. Briscoe and Warfield both come to the left. Mandis, the tight end, splits about 12 yards to the right. Third down play. Greasy calls signal, drops straight back, looking over the center for Warfield. First down at the 45. Gets away from the middle man, out to the 50 and down to the 47-yard
And he would have been stopped a little earlier, but Skip Thomas, the defensive back for Oakland, tried to just take his head off instead of tackling him. Gave Warfield another 7 or 8 yards downfield. Just took a real clothesline swing at him. Warfield alertly ducking under it.
Ball is at the 47-yard line. Again, Warfield and Briscoe come out wide to the left. Managed the tight end this time. It's about split about 5 yards to the right. Backfield cheated toward the left side. Now Briscoe goes back in motion to the right. Fake handoff by Greasy. Back, looking for Warfield down the sidelines, and it is intercepted by Willie Brown, one of the premier quarterbacks who stepped out of bounds on his own 2.5-yard line. Willie Brown, who had an interception for 54 yards and a touchdown against the Steelers, 3 during the regular season. The 11-year veteran from Grambling stops the bus at the 2.5-yard line. 9:54 to go in the first half. We'll be back. Miami leads Oakland 7-0.
In tennis at Melbourne, Australia, 19-year-old Chrissy Everett of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and Julie Hellman of New York have advanced to the women's semifinals of the Australian Open Tennis Championships. Miss Everett defeated Janet Newberry of La Jolla, California, 6-2, 6-4, while Miss Hellman defeated Australian Leslie Hunt 7-5, 6-7, 6-2. The two American women will meet in the semis. Miss Everett's fiancé, Jimmy Connors, from Belleville, Illinois, advanced to the semifinals. In the men's division, he beat his Czech opponent, Vladimir Zletnik, 3-6, 7-5, 6-3, and 6-4. Ms. Hellman later angrily accused officials of treating women as second-class citizens. She was upset because her match was played on a rain-soaked court. A men's match scheduled for the same court was moved to another one, which officials said was in better shape. Ms. Hellman said, some of my tennis may be second to somebody else's, but I'm second to nothing, baby. That's a quote from Julie Hellman, as we mentioned, who won along today with Chrissy Everett.
9:54 to go. First half, Jim Simpson, Kyle Rote, Orange Bowl, Miami, Florida. The sun is still shining, although the field now is almost entirely in shade. First down for the Raiders on their own 2.5. Gianni goes out to the left. Litwikoff to the right, the back. Davis and Hubbard are set up in the end zone. Ball handed to Hubbard, and he gets out to maybe the 3.5 of the 4-yard line before Bob Hines makes the tackle. It'll be second down at about 8 from there.
You mentioned that they're obviously still daylight here, but the field now almost completely in shadows. As is the case with all championship games, the lights are turned on before the ball game. They're already on, not needed right now, but...
Kyle, pardon me, we do not see Bill Stanfill, the right defensive end, in there. Maldy Moore is in there, nor do we see Stanfill along the sideline seated on the bench. Now Bob Hines steps out to play his position. Maldy Moore moves inside. Stabler rolling out in his own end zone, looking to throws and misses Gianni. Gianni drops the ball at the 14-yard line. Would have been a first down. Mike simply drops the football. It's third down and 8. It almost looked as though he was looking someplace else. He turned, he squared away, he put his arms out for the football, and the ball went right between his arms.
I think there for a moment he thought Stabler would bring that ball down and run with it. So he quickly glanced around to see if there was someone he could block. Then he looked up and the ball was already on its way. It's awfully hard to judge its speed and direction when you do that.
On his third down, Ray Guy will be called on for one of those moving punts that will be fourth down. Litwikoff goes to the right, Gianni to the left. Davis and Hubbard still set up in the end zone. Ball is handed to Hubbard going across his own left side, and Hubbard paddles out to about the 8-yard line, and they'll have to kick away. Bob Hines made the tackle along with Curtis Johnson.
Well, it's fourth down. And this is time for one of those booming kicks by Ray Guy. We have seen him do it. I don't think you'll find a more exciting punter in the business. And if you don't think punts are exciting, evidently you haven't seen this fella kick. He is just outstanding.
Guy walks back into the huddle from Southern Mississippi. Bob Moore is injured along the sidelines, being helped off the field, the tight end for the Oakland Raiders. Guy is almost at the end of his own end zone, averaging better than 45 yards a kick. Snap is there, runs is on, gets out a boomer, setting Scott back, past the 40, drops the football at the 30. Great coverage there at the 30, and he will get out of it, come to the sideline, and in time to be knocked down. Knocked down by reserve linebacker go. First half. Timeout. Miami 7, Oakland nothing.
Let's check common opponents during the season. We mentioned a few moments ago that both clubs played Baltimore, with Oakland winning the only time they played them during the season, 34-21. Miami split with the Colts. They took the first one with ease, 44-0, and then were surprised next to last game, 16-3. Both clubs faced Pittsburgh. Oakland met them about two-thirds way through the season, losing to the Steelers 17-9, while Miami played them the third game from the end of the year and beat them in a close one, 30-26. And both clubs played Cleveland. The Browns beat Oakland 7-3, and Miami beat the Browns in a tough game by a score of 17-9. As we mentioned, of course, earlier, these clubs met each other once during the season, the second game of the year, with Oakland winning on George Blanda's 4 field goals by a score of 12-7. In the last game of the year for the Dolphins, quarterback Bob Gracie and the Dolphins rolled up 400 yards, including a record 241 rushing.
Howard Twilley makes his first appearance of the day, goes out setting up right. The ball is on the 37-yard line, 8 yards returned by Scott off the 63-yard kick by Ray Guy. The ball is to the 37 of Miami, I formation. Reese calling signals from there. Miami leading 7-0. The tailback Mercury Morris picks up a couple of tough yards. Horace Jones, the defensive right end, met him as he got to the 38-yard line. And let's call it a gain of only a yard. It'll be second down and 9. Well, when you stand back in your own end zone and your team is down 7-0 for the conference championship, and what wind there is blowing toward you, to stand there and boot the ball 63 yards from the line of scrimmage is the reason why the Oakland Raiders picked Ray Guy #1 in the draft from the 39-yard line. Woody again to the right, Warfield to the left. High formation. Reese calling signals. The Dolphins lead by 7. Reese dropping back, handing off to Mercury Morris, straight up the middle, gets out across the 45-yard line, and very near first down. Jack Tatum stole the football, but that's not allowed. Art Tom made the stop. They'll mark it just over the 45 to 46-yard line. And the way they're setting the market, it'll be just shy of the first down. Looks to be like it's going to be third down and 1 yard to go. Mercury Morris comes out. Jim Kick goes in. Marv Fleming and Jim Mandich, both tight ends, are in there. Mandich on the left side, Fleming on the right side. Fleming has been in 4 Super Bowls. Can you believe that? 2 with Miami, 2 with Green Bay. Third short yardage. Kick at Csonka, the setbacks. Greasy calling signals. The ball on the 46. Csonka with the ball, starting to his left, cuts back, first down. Out to midfield. Goes Larry Csonka. First down, Miami. And William Morris checked back in. Darrell Irons, the right side linebacker, made the tackle. 6:25 to go in the first half. In case you joined us late, Miami took the opening kickoff, and from their 36 moved 64 yards, with Csonka going the final 11, the only score of the game. Blanda has missed a 41-yard field goal attempt for the Raiders. Warfield left, Woody to the right. First down from the 50. Now Woody in motion back towards the line of scrimmage. Ball is handed to Csonka. Csonka gets across the 50 and into Oakland territory with Phil Villapiano. The left side linebacker made the stop at the 48-yard line. It'll be second down and 8.
And Bob Greasy facing what amounts to a constant chess game every time he gets up to the line of scrimmage. The Raiders jumping around on defense, setting in one look, and then as soon as Greasy starts into his signal calling, jumping into a different type of defensive alignment.
Miami scored 343 points during the regular year. 223 of those in the first half. They are very fast starters. They tend to not score as many points, statistics show, in the second half. They lead 7-0. Second down and 8 from the 38 of Oakland. Greasy dropping straight back to throw as time goes over the middle, almost intercepted by George Atkinson. Knocked away, and there's a flag downfield on something going on between Sully and Nehemiah Wilson over there. Nothing to do with the pass in question. And the flag is down, and Larry Little is pointing, saying, we want it down there. But there's a flag back at the 44. So, offsetting penalties, according to Tommy Bell. Holding charged against Miami. And interference charged against Oakland. split. So we go right back to second down 8. 5:11 to go. Jim kick comes in. 7-0 Miami. All on the 48-yard line of Oakland. The play that involved Twilly, Denai Wilson, was nowhere near the pass that was thrown intended for Warfield and almost picked off by George Atkins. Twilly to the right. Warfield left. Back to split about 6 yards from the backfield. Greasy calling signals on second and long. And Csonka finding off his own right side. Big hole. Roars across the 40-yard line. Inside the 35 to the 34 where Jack Tatum made the stop. First down the Dolphins.
Jack Tatum, normally a very punishing type tackler, getting all he can handle this afternoon with Larry Csonka. This is about the second single head-on individual type of tackle he's been required to make on Csonka. Csonka 6'2", 237. Tatum, perhaps one of the most punishing tacklers in all of football.
On the 48-yard line of Oakland. The play that involved Twilly, Denai Wilson, was nowhere near the pass that was thrown intended for Warfield and almost picked off by George Atkins. Twilly to the right. Warfield left. Back to split about 6 yards from the backfield. Greasy calling signals on second and long. And Csonka finding off his own right side. Big hole. Roars across the 40-yard line. Inside the 35 to the 34 where Jack Tatum made the stop. First down the Dolphins.
Jack Tatum, normally a very punishing type tackler, getting all he can handle this afternoon with Larry Csonka. This is about the second single head-on individual type of tackle he's been required to make on Csonka. Csonka 6'2", 237. Tatum, perhaps one of the most punishing tacklers in all of football as far as secondary men are concerned.
4:35 to go in the first half. Miami leads by 7, moving they hope for more. First down at the 34 of Oakland. Twilly to the right. Warfield to the left. He's caught one big pass already this afternoon. Mercury Morse has the ball dancing along the line. Stretch across the 30-yard line and gets inside the 25-yard line. And Mercury Morse may have another first down. Tackle made by Willie Brown. Morse came toward the near sideline, running to the left side of the Miami offensive line, dancing, looking for a hole. And when he finds it, now he bursts upfield and has a first down at the 23-yard line of Oakland. 4 minutes left. Sellout crowd. Kyle and I hope that those of you who are listening on radio in this country will be watching on television when we will return Tuesday night, Penn State LSU in the Orange Bowl game. First down from the 23. Greasy and Miami have not been making many mistakes today. Greasy hands the ball to Csonka. Big hole over the right side. First inside the 20-yard line down to about the 16-yard line. Before George Atkinson and Bill Filipiano. The strong side safety, left side linebacker made the stop. It'll be second down and short yardage.
And they're really working on Tony Klein and Otis Fitzroy on that side. The Dolphins are getting outstanding blocking from Norm Evans, Larry Little. Really opening up the hole.
Don Mapp, the coach of Oakland, sliding back and forth at the 30-yard line, watching his team trying to contain Miami. Second down and about 4 to go. Warfield to the left, Twilly to the right. Greasy ready, nearly everybody up on the line of scrimmage. Csonka with the football, and there's a saving tackle as he almost burst into the secondary. Dan Connors made the stop as he hits to the 11, and it's a first down from there. They had a first down at the 11-yard line. Csonka on the first play went for a touchdown. He very nearly went all the way there. Thomas just got a hand on him and tripped him up. Oakland has won its last 5 in a row. Miami has won their last 23 in a row here in the Orange Bowl. Twilly to the right. He caught a touchdown pass in that Super Bowl against the Redskins last year. Warfield to the left. Down from just over the 11. Mercury Morse straight up the middle, inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line. Just a straight power dime by the tailback Mercury Morse. And Art Tom made the stop along with Gerald Aaron.
And that just shows that you can't really afford to try to key on Larry Csonka, try to stack your defense just to stop him with someone like Morris in there, or even Jim Kick when he's in. Well, we've got the 2-minute warning, so of course time is out here at the Orange Bowl with the score Miami 7 and Oakland nothing.
In case of a tie game after regulation play, of course, there will be a sudden death in a championship game. Under the sudden death method, the team scoring first during overtime play shall be the winner. The game is automatically ended upon any score, including a safety, when the score is awarded by a referee for an unfair act. At the end of regulation playing time, referee will immediately toss a coin at center of the field in accordance with rules pertaining to usual pregame toss. Visiting team captain is to call the toss again. Then following a 3-minute intermission after the end of regular play, or a regular game, play shall continue by 15-minute periods with a two-minute intermission between each such overtime period with no halftime intermission. Teams will change goals between each period. The rules for game timing and team timeout shall be the same as in a regular game, including the last 2 minutes of the second and fourth quarters. This in case of a sudden death.
Jim Simpson with Kyle Rote back in the Orange Bowl in Miami, Florida. The ball is at the 7-yard line of Oakland. Miami has it. Second down and about 6. They get inside the 2-yard line, and they'll have a first down. Miami out in front by the score of 7-0. Bob Reese coming back onto the field with just 2 minutes to go in the half. Miami crowd loves this. Their Dolphins have been dominant thus far. Ray Guy's booming kick was returned to the 37-yard line by Jake Scott, and the Dolphins are marching from there. Moorfield left, Woody to the right. Csonka and Morris in the backfield. They are split back, not in the eye. Ball is headed to Csonka, right up the middle, and he gets down to about the 3, just shy of the first down. Philippiano made the stop. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
Tight ends now in there, and Jim Kick replacing Mercury Morris. 3rd and 1 from the 3. 1:28 to go in the half. Miami, of course, has got all of his timeouts left. The 2 tight ends, Manis and Fleming. Warfield slots himself to the left side. Kick like Csonka, strong runner. They call him Quick Cassidy, but sometimes Kid. Reese calling signals to Csonka the right side. Csonka knocked down, may have the first down inside the 2. Piano, Dan Connors in on the stop. And they're going to measure to see whether or not we have a first down, Kyle.
And they're shooting for a lot of money in this game. The winning player, or each winning share in this game, $8,500 plus no less than $7,500, which would be the loser's share in the Super Bowl, possibly $15,000 more, in addition to that $8,500 winning today's game. Each losing player in today's game, $5,500.
The measurement stretched, and they've got about a foot to go. Now, Deshaun Shula with Big Larry Csonka say go. He has just signaled go. Crowd loves it. It's an automatic 3-point for Garo Ukrainian from there, but with a foot to go, Don Shula took both hands and said, go ahead.
And they have consistently gained ground to their right, just over right guard, right tackle. It would seem normal that Greasy would try to repeat with that, sending Csonka right off that right side.
4th down and a foot. 55 seconds to go in the half. Csonka and Kick on the setback. Both tight ends still in there. Warfield now slots himself to the right. A foot for the first down. About 2.5 yards for the touchdown. Greasy calls. Csonka runs right. Csonka battles down near the 1-yard line. Got the first down, first and goal to go at the 1. Csonka did not get the touchdown, but he got the first down.
He really did, and he got it behind the blocking of Larry Little and Norm Evans. That right guard, right tackle has been doing a tremendous job against this Raider defensive line.
34 seconds to go. Bob Greasy walks up checking with referee Tom Bell. And they're going to call timeout right here and there. Timeout for the Dolphins with the ball on the 1-yard line, Kyle.
And 34 seconds remaining in this first half. What a tremendous lift it would give the Raiders if they could stop them here. Obviously, continued momentum for Miami if they can get it in for a touchdown. Obviously, you would think they would get away with at least a field goal from this position.
For Oakland rooters, the Oakland's best quarter offensively, according to the statistics aside from the second, is their last quarter. Whereas we've told you for Miami, consistently they have run up big scores in the first half, only to not to score as many times in the second half. Now, we're not going to say that's what is to happen. But Oakland has found itself in this position many times, trailing at this stage of the game. And Miami's found itself many times at this stage of the game, at least a touchdown or two out in front of their opponent. Bob Greasy is still along the sideline. The nose of the football is right on the 1-yard line. They have 4 plays and 34 seconds in which to get another score. And as everybody expects they will, Miami would go to the dressing room at halftime with a big lead. Oakland played Miami almost to a standstill in the first quarter in terms of time of possession and yardage game, but Miami has dominated this second quarter. Now they come out, one-field spot left. Csonka and Kicker the setback. Greasy calling signals on first down goal to go. 34 seconds to go. And hands the ball to Kick. Kick, what a fine play. Coming in from the right side was Gerald Irons and Dan Connors. And it was Connors who made the stop. The middle linebacker knifing across almost behind the line of scrimmage, Kyle.
He couldn't have come in there at a better time because as it looked, his momentum would have carried him on into that end zone, but he got trapped from behind the line of scrimmage.
Puts him back at the 2-yard line. A loss of a yard. Connors broke across his own right side and then knifed behind the line of scrimmage, as Kyle said, and made the stop of Kick at the 2-yard line. Connors, as Greasy comes over to talk to Don Shula, Connors goes over to talk to John Matheson.
Actually, it was a loss of about almost a yard, I would guess.
From the 2-yard line in the 7-0 American Football Conference Championship game in Miami. Again, and we'll keep repeating it for the afternoon. For those who may be driving and not hearing the entire game, 27-10. And for those of you on the airlines flying from coast to coast, because Kyle, this is what I did last week. The playoff championships, I was flying back from Oakland, California, found myself 36,000 feet up in the air and listening to the broadcast of Miami and Cincinnati, and of course Dallas' game with Los Angeles. So I know that there are many people about 38,000 feet up also listening.
I feel like we're about 38,000 feet up, sitting up here on top of the Orange Bowl. Beautiful view.
From the 2-yard line now, 27 seconds to go, second down. Greasy brings it out. Warfield is on the left side. Back to Smith. Csonka and Kick. Ball goes to Greasy rolling out to his right. Going into the end zone. The ball is knocked away. Knocked away and headed for the tight end, I believe. Mandich and knocked away from it. And there's the Miami Dolphins down and hurt in the end zone. Like it is Larry Little getting up very slowly. But Greasy rolled out to his right. Mandich broke across the line of scrimmage. Tatum was with him, and as Mandich got there, Tatum really put it to him, and the ball squirted away and was picked up by another Miami Dolphin before it hit the ground. But of course, that, as we all know, is illegal.
And that other Miami Dolphin that almost thought it was Larry Little, and I think that's how he got injured when the pile just finally ran into him, pulling some debris off the field. Some of the Miami fans have thrown on some streamers.
Well, it is 7-0 Miami. 20 seconds to go in the half. Third down from the 2-yard line. Woody goes out to the right. Warfield comes to the left. Now, this is not what they've been doing. They no longer have the 2 tight ends in there. They brought back in Woody. High formation this time instead of the split back. On third down and 2, Greasy calls signals. Hands the ball to Csonka. Touchdown! Greasy peeled away from the line as if to roll to his left, but instead handed the ball to Csonka, who goes in for his second touchdown of the day. With 17 seconds to go.
And Larry Little, the guard who was injured on that play, made a great trap block for him. And as he left off the field, getting the have been for Oakland had they been able to stop them there just before the half. There was 17 seconds left to go. They were unable to do so, as we pointed out, continued momentum for the Dolphins.
Charlie Smith and Clarence Davis, our deep as your premium, will kick it off. Only 17 seconds to go. The premium approaches the football. Left-footed soccer style kicker kicks it deep. Davis in the end zone is not going to bring it out. And the clock does not start, so they will come to the 20, still with 17 seconds to go. We have not seen much of Oakland on offense in the second quarter.
And I'm still looking for number 84 for Miami, Bill Stanford, defensive end. Apparently he has been taken into the locker room. I haven't been able to see him on the sideline either. He's not in the ball game right now. That's some sort of injury. We'll try and get a report on it for you.
Larry Little is now going into the dressing room also. He was taken up. Ball is handed off to Smith. Smith gets a couple of tough yards out to the 22-yard line. And that is about all.
And then making that stop, Manny Fernandez, who, as we pointed out, had been injured.
Well, we will check on Bill Stanfield. We will check on Larry Little. And we'll have action activities in a moment. But that is the end of the first half. Miami leads Oakland in this American Football Conference Championship game 14-0.
Oakland Raiders look pretty tough down inside in Madison Square Garden. Duquesne triumphed over Illinois in the consolation game 85-83. And Missouri won the Big 8 tournament in Kansas City by a score of 80-78 over Iowa State.
Needs blood.
The Permian kickoff taken by Charlie Smith, found out across the 20-yard line to the 22-yard line where Bob Matheson makes the stop. And it's a first down for Oakland. Ken Stabler at quarterback. Charlie Smith, Marv Hubbard the setback. Deanne and Blitznikoff, the wide receivers. Bob Moore has returned as the tight end. Shell and Bella, the tackles, Upshaw and Beeler, the guard. Notice the center. Marv Hubbard with the football. First down across the 25-yard line, flying the only right side of his line, and Nick Monicani made the stop there. We've had to check because for a while, Bob Moore was kind of knocked out, and for a while, Bill Stanfield was not in there, and we couldn't find him. But he's now on the front four for Miami. Dan Herter, Fernandez, Hines, and Stanfield. The front four, Swift, Monicani, and Colton are the linebackers. Mumford and Johnson, the cornerbacks. Scott and Anderson, the safeties. And remember, they shift in and out of that as they go into the 53 defense. Second down at about 6 from the 27. I formation. Stabler rolling out to the left, looking to throw at the 20-yard line. In trouble, goes back across the middle. Has Charlie Smith at the middle. He's across the 30-yard line, the 35, and has a first down at the 36-yard line. Charlie Smith tackled by Monicani and Jake Scott.
And I think we'll see Stabler putting that ball up in the air a lot more than this second half, Jim. He really didn't, I don't think, felt like he needed to in that first half. He was moving the club pretty well. Only threw 5 passes in the first half. But up until that last drive by Miami in which they increased their lead to 14-0, I think now he feels like he's going to have to gamble a little bit more.
Yanni wide to the left, Blitznikoff to the right on first down. Stabler back to throw on first down. Throws for Moore, and he cannot see it. Bob Moore, the tight end, looked as though he just didn't know where the football was. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
With Kyle Rote, Jim Simpson. Back at the Orange Bowl in Miami. Ball is on a 36-yard line. Cliff Branch checks in for the first time today as the wide receiver. He is slotted to the right. Blitznikoff is flanked to the right. Stabler back to throw to the left and throws the tops away. Running him out of bounds is Doug Swift. Bob Moore was the man who caught the ball, and getting up very slowly is Art Shell. As a matter of fact, Art Shell, the left offensive tackle, has not gotten up yet.
And a flag down on the play as well, whether it was defensive holding, defensive pushing, or offensive interference. We'll take a look.
Tommy Bell, in a long discussion with the officials across the way, he is the referee. He's telling us that it is holding charged against the Miami Dolphins. Or personal foul. Change that because there's a big difference. Holding would be 5 yards and a first down, and this is a personal foul, which will move the ball down to the 42.5-yard line of the Miami Dolphins. Art Shell has gone out. First down at the 42-yard line, 14-0 Miami.
I think Paul Tyler has come in for Oakland. We'll see whether he plays that left tackle spot or...
He'll be setting up on the left side, Kyle, as Bello stays at the right side. Branch, Politnikoff, both wide to the right. Ball is handed to Hubbard. Hubbard gets across the 40 into the secondary and is dragged down inside the 35-yard line. And Oakland comes roaring back. Matheson and Anderson made the tackle. But that's another first down as Oakland begins to move the football. This drive started on their 23-yard line.
And this has to be a result of some excellent adjustments in halftime. The coaching staff going over the blocking assignments, the men who were up in the press box looking down, trying to tell them what their defensive charge was, all the little changes that take place and occur during halftime in that locker room. Apparently Oakland now putting to good use.
This is a sellout of Miami, more than 80,000 tickets sold, being televised here locally. Ball is on the 32-yard line. First down. Branch goes out to the left side. Politnikoff stops himself to the right. Now Politnikoff races off to the left side. Stabler hands the ball to his running back, Charlie Smith, coming to the right side. Cuts back in against the grain, gets inside the 30, and down to about the 28-yard line. A pickup of 4 yards on the play, and it'll be second down and 6. A reminder that at 4:45 Eastern Time on January the 1st, USC and Ohio State in the Rose Bowl. And then once that's over, programmed for 7:45 Eastern Time on January the 1st, we'll be back in the Orange Bowl with LSU and Penn State. And of course on Sunday the 20th, it is going to be the Pro Bowl from Kansas City, all on NBC Radio. Branch to the left, wide to the left, I formation, Politnikoff to the right, 14-0 the Dolphins. I formation, Stabler, and Smith cuts inside one man, gets inside the 25-yard line, and Smith very nearly had a shot at the sidelines of the score. Instead, he was tripped up by Mike Cullen, the right side linebacker, and it'll be third down and nearly 3 yards to go.
Mike Cullen doing an excellent job on that. He'd taken a pretty good block by Marv Hubbard, and as he was falling backwards off of that block, just reached out, able to grab a shoe top.
11 and a half minutes to go in the third quarter. Politnikoff breaks the huddle, comes out to the right. Branch goes to the left. They have flipped it back to the backfield. Moore, the tight end on the right side. Stabler going back to throw. Has lots of time. Throws. Has his man. It is Hubbard, and Hubbard is inside the 20-yard line at the 19. That's another first down for the Oakland Raiders. Stabler coming up with a clutch pass to Hubbard coming out of the backfield. And Doug Swift, the linebacker assigned to Hubbard, made the stop at the 19. Nose of the ball over the 20-yard line. First half was all Miami. Oakland put up in a spirited first quarter, but then Miami began to dominate. They took the opening kickoff for turnover 23 here in the second half, and Oakland is moving the football, looking for its first score. Hubbard starts in motion to the left. Branch to the right. Ball is handed to Charlie Smith. Gets the block on the outside. Gets away from the linebacker. Curtis Johnson knocks him out of bounds as he gets inside the 15. Far across the field is spotted at the 14-yard line. A pickup of 6. It's second down 4.
Charlie Smith, just an excellent runner. Went off to his left side. The play was designed to go off left tackle. The hole was closed up. He refused to go into that jam log and just stepped outside. Good speed, good change of pace. Outside pass, picked up the 6 yards.
As so often happens, Bob Hines comes out. Bob Matheson, the fourth linebacker, goes in, and Branch goes to the left. Politnikoff to the right. Stabler hands to Charlie Smith. Smith got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. There's a little veer as he hit his own left side toward the right of Bill Sanford, who was inexplicably missing almost a quarter of play, was there to shut down the play. And it's now third down and 4, and now becomes a very big play. It was second and 4, and now it is third and 4. Miami leads 14-0. Earlier today in Dallas, Minnesota defeated the Dallas Cowboys 27-10. The Vikings are in the Super Bowl. Branch to the left, Politnikoff to the right on third down. The backs are well split. Hubbard on the left side. Stabler back to throw. Looking, throws, has his man in and out of the hands of Politnikoff and nearly picked off of Mumford. And so now George Blanda will come on.
And that's something you don't see happen often, Biletnikoff dropping a ball. It was right at the perfect spot. You could see him turn his head around to see who was coming up behind him to see if he could get some more yardage. The ball went right through his hands. He had already reached enough yardage for the first down.
Well, George Blanda, who was 7 out of 8 between the 20 and 29 and 10 for 10 inside the 20-yard line, will attempt this one from just about, well, Saber now steps back across the 20 to the 21. Blanda has missed one from 41 yards out. Saber kneels. Ball is down, snapped, the ball is up, and from 21 yards out, the Oakland Raiders get on the scoreboard. 9:49 to go, third quarter. The score now reads as time is out. Miami 14, Oakland 3.
During the regular season, ageless George Blanda had 23 field goals in 33 attempts. He was perfect for the extra point conversion, 31 for 31, and he had an even 100 points, the most points on the Oakland team. His counterpart, Gary Premium, the Cyprus kicker, scored 113 points. Field goal department, he had 25 in 37 attempts. Extra points perfect, 38 for 38. Others in scoring now for Oakland, it was Marv Hubbard, the big fullback. He scored 36 points. He scored 6 touchdowns on the ground and running. Miami, it was Paul Warfield, their fine wide receiver, who scored 11 touchdowns for 66 points. Mercury Morris was right behind him, just 1 touchdown back. He scored 10 and scored 60 points. Larry Csonka had 5 touchdowns for 30 points. Mandich, the end, had 24. And for Oakland, it was Smith behind Hubbard with 30 points.
Ray Guy will kick it off to Charlie Lee and Mercury Morris. Ball is kicked rather short, and it is Lee who takes the football at the 10-yard line. Across the 20 to 25, breaks up to the right side, 35, 40, 45, cuts inside and all the way up to the 43-yard line of Miami, or rather of Oakland. First down. Ray Guy, who kicked off, had to make the stop. Charlie Lee puts the Dolphins right back in excellent field position. And it was run all the way to the 43 of Oakland.
Charlie Lee, who had had no college experience, now winding up his 5th season as a pro. Great speed.
Jim Kick in the backfield with Larry Csonka. They break from the huddle, sending Howard fully to the right. Warfield also steps up to the right side. Kick. Csonka behind Greasy, who hands the ball to Csonka, and Csonka picks up some tough yardage, but has it going over his own right side, inside the 40 to the 39. A pickup of about 4 is second down and 6. Otis Sistrunk made the stop. 9:20 to go. Now the sun has began to drop here in Miami, and I'm sure soon we will have the moon over Miami. 14-3 to score Oakland, the American Conference Championship. Second down and a long 6. Willie right, Warfield left. High formation this time. Csonka the up man, the tailback is kicked. Easy calling signals on second. Hands to the tailback. Kick first across the 40-yard line. Shy of the first down as he gets down to about the 37-yard line. Dan Connors, the middle linebacker, made the stop. And it'll be third down and about 3 to go.
Big play coming up for Oakland. If they can stop them here and force them into a long field goal, or possibly even force them back, force them into a punting situation, regain that momentum, because they control that ball for a good while, the opening of this second half, going all the way down, getting their field goal.
Third down and 3. Twillies to the right, Warfield to the left. Double wing formation. Csonka's actually slotted out to the left. On 3rd and 3. Greasy back to throws, and it's picked up by Kick, and he is run out of bounds. Shy of the first down. He is a couple of yards shy of the first down. And it's 4th down, and Gero Ukrainian is coming on. And Kyle has done just what you said the Oakland Raiders wanted to do. They stopped him.
And a great play by Villapiano. Had he tackled Kick, Kick might have been able to stretch out and get that extra 2 yards, but he just rode him standing up, riding him right out of bounds, short of the marker he needed.
Gero Ukrainian is 5 for 9 from over the 40-yard mark. But he had kicked a 53-yarder last week. Clemens' kick is up. The Clemens' kick is good. 21 yards out. And it's Miami 17, Oakland 3. We'll be right back.
Checking other holiday basketball tournaments, the New Mexico Lobos remained undefeated by treating Minnesota to a 102-68 shellacking last night to win the championship of the Lobo Invitational Tournament. Bradley took third place with a 77-54 victory over Columbia. The Owls of Temple pulled away in the second half to defeat the Bears of California 51-42, thus winning the Quaker City basketball tournament. Penn State zipped past Cincinnati 74-66 for third place. And the Bonnies of St. Bonaventure bested Pennsylvania for fifth place, winning 77-70. And in the Las Vegas Holiday Classic, the University of Nevada was victorious, winning 77-72 over the Cavaliers from the University of Virginia. Notre Dame topped Kentucky in single game action, 94-79.
The Dolphins are still up by 14 points as here in the third quarter they have traded field goals. Blanda hitting one from 21 yards out and Leonard Yepremian from 42 yards out. Yepremian set to kick off. Charlie Smith on the far side. Clarence Davis on the near side. The Oakland Raiders will try to keep that momentum going. Yepremian strides back, clapping his hands, looking up and down the line of scrimmage as he prepares to kick off. Approaching it from the left side. Will come across the ball. Hooded soccer style. Davis in the end zone. Takes it behind the goalpost to bring it out to the 10, the 15, and out to the 21-yard line. Davis that time decided to bring it out. Brings it up to the 21 when Larry Ball made the stop along with Lloyd Mumford. On first and 10. Gianni has come back on. He did not play much in that last series in which Oakland had the ball. Cliff Branch was placed in. Biletnikoff is back. Ken Saber coming on. This is the 10th meeting between Miami and Oakland. Miami's only won one previous one, but this is for all the marbles, isn't it? The conference championship, the White Sox go to the Super Bowl. Saber steps in. Ball signal. Hands to Charlie Smith. Smith right up the middle and does get out across the 25-yard line. That is a gain of 6. It'll be second down and 4.
And with those two offsetting field goals taking a little less than 8 minutes to accomplish, that just means that the Raiders have 8 minutes less time in the second half to try to do something. The clock's running now. 6 minutes, 50 seconds is running left in the third quarter.
Well, Biletnikoff and Gianni set up to the left side. Rolling out to the left, and Saber gets a fine block. That's room in front of him. Now throws, coming back the other way to Biletnikoff, and Biletnikoff, I believe, has got the first down out at the 34-yard line. He was thrown down on quite a tackle by the weak side safety, Jake Scott, but not until after Biletnikoff had the first down at the 34-yard line.
Hubbard with a great block on linebacker Bob Matheson of Miami to enable Stabler to get that ball off, rolling out, getting good protection from Hubbard.
Clarence Davis is checked in. Charlie Smith is out on the backfield for the Oakland Raiders. 6 minutes to go, third quarter. 17-3 the Dolphins. Stabler calling signal. Gianni in motion to the left. The ball is given to Clarence Davis on the right. Marks in front of him, cuts back and gets out to the 40-yard line, and that is about all. Knocked down there by Jake Scott, the weak side safety. And it's a gain of 6, so it's second down and 4. And time in the second half, the Raiders have been able to move the football.
They really have, and they've been blocking well on their running plays, blocking well on their pass plays. Their problem will be just not enough time, it looks like.
Jake Scott, pardon me, Kyle, is wobbling off the field. He hardly knows which way he's going, and very quickly Charlie Babb comes in to replace him. Scott made that tackle, shook himself up. Stabler goes straight back looking to throw, has time. Throws over the middle into his ground. It's picked off there. Montecani immediately makes the stop at the 46-yard line, but it's a first down at the 46-yard line. As Bob Moore makes that Clarence Davis, beg your pardon, 28 instead of 88. makes the catch at the 46-yard line. First down for the Raiders. Lots of time left. 19 minutes and 45 seconds left in the ball game. Gianni and Politnikov come out wide to the right. First down from the 46. Stabler back to throw on first down. With time, throws out to Clarence Davis. Davis lost the football and is running an incomplete pass. It's picked up by Mike Kohler. He's brought it toward the end zone, but the official was right there until it's complete. Proves out with the line judge says no. That'll be second down and 10.
And as usual, those plays, when they're even halfway close, the hometown crowd doesn't like it. Understandably.
Politnikov goes out and Chris Branch comes in for the Oakland Raiders. Branch, a very speedy wide receiver, comes to the right. Gianni goes to the left on second down, 10 at the 46-yard line of Oakland. Stabler calling signals, refusing to get away from the football. They quiet the crowd, drops straight back, looking to throw, under pressure, gets around one man, now wings the ball to Gianni coming back for the ball. Gianni on his feet across the 50-yard line into Miami territory and run out of bounds over there by Charlie Babb at the 46-yard line. It'll be third down and about 2 yards to go.
Again, Stabler not risking any long passes. He's been keeping his passes under 15 yards. Gianni with an excellent move there. He was downfield coming way back to make that reception.
4:20 to go. The ball on the 46-yard line. We are in the third quarter. Miami leads it 17-3. Minnesota defeated Dallas today 27-10. It'll be Minnesota and one of these two teams in the Super Bowl. Gianni to the left, Branch to the right, and the crowd hasn't forgotten, has it? Stabler straight back, looking to throw, throwing, and it is knocked away, and a flag goes down. I believe it's pointed at Nick Monicani, the middle linebacker. The ball was intended for Manizak, who had just come into the ball game.
Then you run it into those Miami linebackers, Jim, and like running into Guillotine Row. You really lose your head in there if you're not careful. I think that's what they caught Monicani on.
Ball is spotted at the 40-yard line. Jake Scott comes back on the field. That'll bring Charlie Babb out. Scott really wobbled off the field. He really took a shot. Now, back in and jumped out to the right. Charlie Smith and Manizak on the setback. Stabler back to throw. Stabler looking. Stabler going long. He's got a man there. Tucked away. Then it for Charlie Smith. A fine play, I believe, by Jake Scott. Or Curtis Johnson getting up, and it's Curtis Johnson, the right side cornerback.
Well, we talked about him not wanting to throw that ball long. Well, he really let that one go.
And the receiver on the play, Kyle, very nearly had the football. Johnson did not touch the ball. And now Politnikov and Gianni both go out to the left. It is second down and long yardage on the 40-yard line of Miami. Stabler back to throw. Stabler looking, gets the ball away. Has the receiver across the 30-yard line. Gianni, another one of those comeback talents. He's got another first down at the 28-yard line. Knocked down by Mike Kohler. That is twice that Gianni has been down the field, Kyle, and has come back to make the catch.
That's really the mark of a fine receiver. He sees his quarterback's in trouble, get into a passing lane where he can have an angle to throw to you, even if it requires coming back to your quarterback.
All on the 28-yard line. 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go, third quarter. Darkness is settled in over the Orange Bowl here in Miami. Politnikov and Gianni both come to the right. Manizak and Smith remain the setback. Ball is handed to Manizak. Cuts on the left side, and Stansel subsequently hits for the 25. Bill Stansel makes the stop at the 25. It'll be second down and 7 from there.
Manizak playing here in the Orange Bowl, where he's played before his University of Miami crowd. 8-year veteran. Really a good backup man for Hubbard.
Not only that, Pete Vanazak, like Tim Otto, who also went to Miami, lived in Miami. Litwikoff, Gianni to the right. Back or split. Stabler dropping straight back. Stabler looking. Stabler throwing all by himself in the end zone. Touchdown, Gianni. Nobody near him. Within 10 or 15. Well, I can't say yards, but certainly 10 yards. Gianni was all by himself. Anderson was the nearest man throwing, and obviously there's no defense. Somebody didn't cover their area.
Yeah, they blew their coverage there. Really fouled it up good because he wouldn't have been that wide open. As Jim pointed out, they wouldn't have been the man within 15 yards of him, all alone.
And suddenly, the Miami Orange Bowl crowd becomes apprehensive as the touchdown pass is thrown. To Gianni, who was all by himself. Landa attempts the extra point, and it is good. 2:39 to go in the third quarter, and all of a sudden, it's very close, isn't it? With timeout, Miami 17, Oakland 10.
Checking pro sports for Sunday. One game in the American Basketball Association, Indiana Pacers will be at San Diego on Saturday. San Diego beat the New York Mets 124 to 119. Carolina tripped Virginia 113 to 118. It was Kentucky 145, Memphis 101, and Indiana over Denver 114 to 108. In the National Basketball Association, on Saturday, New York defeated Philadelphia 112 to 92. It was Boston 111, Cleveland 92. Atlanta 114, Houston 110. Kansas City, Omaha 106. The Capital Bullets 102. Chicago 108, Detroit 103. Buffalo 120, Phoenix 108. And Golden State 102, Los Angeles 100. In the National Hockey League on Sunday, Toronto's at Chicago. Minnesota at New York to play the Rangers. Boston at California. Atlanta at Detroit, and Philadelphia at Buffalo.
Jim Simpson with Kyle Rote, and this American Football Conference Championship game, which many here in Miami had reason to believe belonged to Miami, now suddenly is in doubt. With 7 and a quarter to go, it's 17 to 10 Miami. Charlie Lee had the great kickoff return. Mercury Morris is capable of a great kickoff return. Waiting for the kickoff of Guy. Not very long. Mercury Morris tracks it down a yard deep in the end zone, brings it out to the 10-yard line, 15, 20, and is hemmed in inside the 20-yard line. And down he goes on the 18-yard line. And now for Miami, it'll be first down and 10.
Got to scare Oakland every time that Mercury Morris gets hands on the ball, Jim. He just blazing speed. I think he almost kept that one in the end zone, then decided, well, he'd come out with it.
Morris and Csonka the setbacks as they come out on the eye. Warfield is to the left, Wood is to the right. Briscoe hasn't seen much action since the first quarter. Greasy calling signals from the 18-yard line. Hands off to Mercury Morris, going to the right side, in a crowd, and gets out across the 20 to the 21. Where he is backed up there after a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Zillo Piano made the tackle.
Again, in watching these lines now, it looks like the Oakland defensive line is getting the jump on that Miami offensive line. Controlling them pretty good. Injured man on the field.
2 yards. It looks like it might be Emiah Wilson, cornerback over there. The officials of Oakland have run quickly onto the field. Wilson was in the middle of a huge crowd that made the tackle of Mercury Morris at the 21-yard line. 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Third quarter. And they are still huddled with Nehemiah Wilson. And I can look down and see that the doctors are actually looking from here. It looks as though they're looking at his left knee or ankle.
Jim, as Bob Greasy contemplates what he's going to go with now, the fact he only threw 5 passes in that first half wasn't so surprising for him. He didn't really have to. They're escorting Nehemiah Wilson off the field now. But he has now completed 3 of 6 passes. Not too many. Now with this 1 touchdown lead, 7-point lead, we may see him putting that ball up a little bit more, particularly if this Oakland defensive unit is as fired up as they appear to be on that first play of this series.
Skip Thomas replaces Nehemiah Wilson. Second down and 7 from the 21-yard line. Reese calling signals. Hands to Mercury Morris, who comes to the left side now, across the 25-yard line, first across the 30-yard line. First down on Mercury Morris with that blazing Mercury-like speed. 17-10 Miami. Lots of time to go in the ball game. Late in the third quarter, Villapiano and Horace Jones made the stop.
George Atkinson of Oakland coming up from his safety position to make that tackle just overran the play. Morris with a good cutback move, cut back up inside of him. Of course, there was no one in the fill behind Atkinson.
From the 33-yard line now, Warfield left, fully to the right. Backs are split. They're not on the eye. Given out of the eye is Will Oakland. Ball is handed to Csonka, tries the right side. Big gaping hole. And Larry Csonka booms out to the 39-yard line before again Villapiano and Skip Thomas made the stop. It'll be second down and short yardage, about 3 to go. Csonka scored 2 touchdowns in the first half, culminating drives of 64 and 63 yards. Yepremian has kicked the field goal, and for Oakland, all of their scoring has come in this half on a field goal by George Plant of 21 yards and a field goal of a touchdown pass of about the same distance as the end. Second down and 3 to go. Warfield is fully close to the left. Ball is handed off to Mercury Morris, hit at the line of scrimmage, but he may have gotten enough for the first down out to the 42-yard line. This one put a hand out at the line of scrimmage. Villapiano came up to make the stop across the 40-yard line. It is close to a first down, not a first down, so kick comes in. Marv Fleming comes in. Twilley and Mercury Morris come out. And I don't think we're going to have enough time for another play in this, the third quarter. Maybe wrong. 5 seconds to go, counting, and they're just going to let the clock wind down. But hear the gun in a moment. There it is. At the end of 3 quarters. Miami 17, Oakland 10.
The black protest of alleged racism on the Sugar Bowl committee and through the sports world in general was hardly noticeable at the basketball tournament at New Orleans, but sponsors said it would be enlarged for the Alabama-Notre Dame football game Monday night. Well, the Sugar Bowl basketball finals were played Saturday at the Municipal Auditorium. 16 demonstrators marched at the doors and carried picket signs reading, "Sugar is sweet, but racism is sour." A heavy downpour might have kept the number small, leaders said. For the football game, however, they claimed as many as 2,000 demonstrators might be stationed outside Tulane Stadium to express grievances against the Sugar Bowl and the full spectrum of collegiate sport. The protest, organized by the Southern Christian Leadership Conference and the NAACP, started as a demonstration against the Sugar Bowl because of its all-white power structure, but it grew to include other aspects of sports.
Hello again from the Orange Bowl in Miami, Florida. Jim Simpson with Kyle Rote, and we've got the fourth quarter coming up in just a moment, but now let us pause 10 seconds for station identification.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
By no means is the end of our radio coverage of football for the 73, early 74 season. On January the 1st, 4:45 Eastern Time, the Rose Bowl from Pasadena, USC and Ohio State. Right after that, right from here in the Orange Bowl, LSU and Penn State in the Orange Bowl. And then later on in the month of January, on the 20th, from Kansas City, the Pro Bowl game. Join us. Third down, short yardage Miami, the nose of the football on their own 42-yard line. As we begin the fourth quarter, 17-10 Miami. Reese calling signals with Kick and Csonka in the backfield. Hands the ball to Csonka. Csonka's got the first down and across the 50. He goes across the own right side of his line. Great block thrown in there by number 73, Norm Evans. Jack Tatum made the stop.
And he's been doing that all afternoon. He and Little. Norm Evans, the right tackle. 9-year veteran out of TCU, 6'5", 250. Just doing a great job. Blocking Tony Klein out on that play. Just opening up a tremendous hole.
Well, the Oakland offense has awakened a little bit, gotten 10 points. Now the Oakland defense has to stop Miami if the Raiders to get back in the ballgame. Miami's looked very consistent today on offense. Warfield left, 20 to the right. Greasy from the 48-yard line of Oakland. Call signals, hands to Csonka, coming to the right side. Csonka is, see, that's a fine tackle made on him there by Phil Filippiano. Filippiano, 222. A left side linebacker to meet Larry Csonka, who is 237 with a head of steam, is no mean feat, even though they're almost equal in size.
It looked like almost an influence play off of the earlier one where they went inside of Tony Klein. They thought they would just start to play that way, then have the runner veer to the outside. In that case, Csonka.
Here's a name that has just checked into the lineup, Cairo. Bubba Smith has come in, now anchors the left side for the Oakland Raiders. Tony Klein has gone out. Second down, and about 10 yards to go. I formation, fully to the right. Warfield to the left. Greasy hands to Csonka on the draw play, and Bubba Smith is the man who's got him around the ankle. And Csonka goes down at the 45-yard line of the Oakland Raiders, and it'll be third down and 7. Third and 7 in a 17-10 ball game. Miami.
Csonka lost his shoe on the play as well. He's standing there in the huddle without one shoe off. Now they send Jim Kick in for him, pull him out, give him time to get his shoe back on.
Don Nottingham comes in and Murphy Morris comes out. So Kick and Nottingham are the setbacks now as they come out on a very big third down situation. Not Morris and Csonka, Nottingham and Kick. Fully to the right, managed to put about 5 yards to the right. Warfield to the left. On third and 7, Greasy drops back. Has the quarterback draw, and he's got the first down. Setback. He was the runner.
And you're exactly right. It was a predetermined play. It was not a breakdown in pass coverage or pass routes or pass blocking. It was just a designed play. Drop back about 3 steps and then straight back up the middle. Great blocking. 62 Jim Langer is center right out in front.
Larry Little takes himself out of the game for some repairs. Herb Goody replaces him at right tackle, or right guard rather. Ball is on the 28-yard line of Oakland. 12 minutes to go. First down for the Dolphins. Warfield left, fully right. Ball is handed to Csonka's back in there with Owens left side. Gaging the hole inside the 20-yard line. He goes down to the 18-yard line, where Jack Tatum, the strong, or rather the weak side safety, made the stop. Very close to another first down. Second down and about a half a yard to go.
11 minutes, 35 seconds, and the clock running here in the final quarter.
Winner here goes against Minnesota in the Super Bowl. Warfield out to the left, fully to the right. The Dolphins would like to go back to the Super Bowl for a third time. Then won and lost one. Csonka straight ahead, has the first down near the 16-yard line. The ball gets loose. I believe the whistle is blown. No, it is not blown, but it is picked up across the 20-yard line, back to the 22-yard line by Miami Dolphins, which would mean that the ball still belongs to Miami, but now they do not have the first down. Csonka carried the ball. Silsrock hit him. The ball bounced away. Kept on bouncing, and Mercury Morris jumped in on top of it, beating Jack Tatum to the draw.
Larry Csonka now 106 yards for the afternoon on 23 carries.
Well, that fumble there, even though recovered by him, he moved the ball back across the 20 to the 21, where it is now third down and 3 to go. Here comes a very important play. Csonka and Kick with the setback. Greasy looks for 3 yards in the first down. He hands it to Csonka. Csonka, I don't know if he got it or not. Started over his own left side, got down to about the 19-yard line. Could be a little shy. Gerald Irons made the stop there, and Garrow, your premium, is coming out. They have not made it. They'll go for the field goal. Miami leading 17-10. Earl Morrill trots onto the field. Remember when he was in the Super Bowl with Baltimore, also in the Super Bowl with Miami. This will be an attempt of 26 yards. For Garrow, your premium. Who is nigh on perfect from here. The kick is
Looks better all the time now for the Miami Dolphins, and they, of course, whoever wins this game will be facing the NFC champion Minnesota Vikings. And just in case you haven't heard or haven't heard details of that earlier game at Irving, Texas, at Texas Stadium, the Cowboys were beaten pretty badly, 27-10 by the Minnesota Vikings. Fran Tarkington's quarterbacking and the ferocious and alert play of the Minnesota defense were the key ingredients for the Vikings as they won a berth in Pro Football Super Bowl game at Houston on January 13th. Tarkington provided Minnesota with a big boost by firing a 54-yard touchdown pass to John Gilliam in the third period to put the Vikings in front 17-7. The Vikings then padded their lead in the final stanza when Bob Bryant made his second pass interception and sped 63 yards for a TD. Fred Cox then kicked his second field goal of the contest. Dallas quarterback Roger Staubach was intercepted 4 times in all during the NFC Championship game.
Miami has won 23 consecutive games here in the Orange Bowl. Out of 9 previous games between Oakland and Miami, Oakland has won 8. There's been 1 tie. Miami, though, now leads by 10. With 9:42 to go, Charlie Smith and Clarence Davis are deep. Wetting the kickoff of Guerrero Premier. Right time now in Dallas, Texas. The Premier's kick is rather high. Taken in the end zone and dropped by Clarence Davis. Picks it up, gets across the 10, and down he goes at the 12. Don Nottingham made the stop at the 12-yard line. Davis almost made a disastrous fumble there. First and 10, Kenny Stabler will come on and try to get the Raiders back in the ball game again. As close as they've been is within 7. At 7-0, and it's 17-10. It is now 20-10.
Kenny Stabler has faced critical situations the last half of his season. 4 straight divisional games he had to win. The playoff game against Pittsburgh he had to win.
Yanni, who got the touchdown pass out wide left. Kolitnikov to the right. Stabler back to throw on first down. In trouble. Throws a screen pass to Charlie Smith. Across the 10, the 20. Out across the 25 and out of bounds he goes. First down for the Oakland Raiders as Dick Anderson comes over to knock him out of bounds. Screen pass. Stabler allowed everybody to flood in. Looked like he was going to be thrown perhaps for safety. Dumped it out to Charlie Smith, who raced from the 12-yard line out to the 26.
And the 2 guards had really deployed themselves beautifully, coming out of that line, setting up for that screen. George Beeler, the right guard, Gene Upshaw, the left guard.
Kolitnikov right, Yanni to the left. Clock continues to run. Less than 9 minutes to go now in the ball game. Stabler dropping straight back to throw on a down and out, and it is caught by Bob Moore, the tight end, who was immediately knocked out of bounds again by Dick Anderson at the 31-yard line, a gain of 5, second down and 5. And I thought for the moment that Dick Anderson was going to gamble to cut in front of him and take that ball and go into the end zone.
Well, if Stabler hadn't really fired it as hard as he did, that's exactly what Anderson would have done. He was in good shape for it. It was just a good pass, too difficult to break up.
Mark that ball at the 30 instead of the 31. Second down, 4. Yanni left, Kolitnikov wide right. Stabler hands to Hubbard. Hubbard goes up the middle for a couple of tough yards out to about the 32-yard line. Mike Poland, Nick Monicani made the stop there. And the Raiders now come to a very big third down situation. Third down and about 4. Clock is running, 20-10, Miami. 8:24 to go in the game. They need the first down. They've got to get on the board quickly. Yanni to the left, Kolitnikov to the right, and fans here in Miami beginning to come alive to the situation on 3rd and 4. Stabler dropping straight back. Has time. Goes across the middle of Charlie Smith. Charlie Smith will be marked at the 36-yard line. May or may not be a first down. This will be a critical measurement if they decide to measure. If they say no, he's got the nose of the football on a 36. That's enough. Poland made the stop. Smith made the catch. It's first down.
Again, Charlie Smith getting just enough, as Jeff pointed out. Really knowing exactly where he was on the field, knowing how much he needed.
Big first down play. Stabler sends both Kolitnikov and Gianni out wide to right. The tight end is on the left side. Ball is handed in there to Charlie Smith, and he may have gotten a yard, and that is all, trying the right side of his own line. Manny Fernandez in on the tackle. Kenny Stabler quite a cool quarterback. Not as experienced as Bob Greasy, who has been in 2 previous Super Bowls, of course, but under Stabler, the Oakland Raiders have been excellent. Banaszak is now the other setback in there with Charlie Smith. Hubbard is out. On second down 10, less than 7 minutes to go. Stabler drops straight back to throw across the middle to Politnikov. Politnikov across the 40, up to the 45, to the 46-yard line. Shy of the first down, it looks by maybe a foot. And they will watch very closely where they mark this one. Politnikov moving a little bit faster and quicker than what I've seen him move. He's not known for his quickness, but for his move. And he is going to be helped off the field. Looks like he's all right, but when the tackle was made by Doug Swift, who knocked the feet out from under him, it shook him up.
You're right, Jim. They're just about a foot shy of the yardage needed for a first down. Third down now.
6:41 to go. 20-10 Miami. They go into the... Well, they started in the 53 defense, and finally they put Hines back in, considering it's third down and short yardage. And when I say short, about the length of the football. Banaszak, Smith, the setback. That Miami defensive line punches. Stabler looks around, says the word to one of his backs. Hands it to Banaszak. Banaszak runs into a wall as he gets to the 46-yard line. Maybe forced here, but not the first down in the gambling. Let's see where they mark the football, where they spot it. Dan Herter was the man that gave him the original shot. They're going to call for the measurement, Kyle.
Oh, this is really going to be close. We're sitting almost right on that marker where the ball is. Right on the 46-yard line. They'll bring the chains in.
From across the way, here they come. The ball on the Oakland 46-yard line. Down the chain and stretch it out. They will watch with you, and they do not have it by a couple of inches. Stabler looks to the bench. Big coaching decision for John Madden. He sends in Hubbard. He sends out Banaszak. It is obvious he's going to go for the first down in his own territory with 6:21 to go. Out in front as they are, 20-10 Miami.
Wise choice, too, Jim. The way Miami has been controlling the ball. They really, there's no tomorrow for them now. They've got to make it.
Well, you would expect that it would go to Marv Hubbard. But Charlie Smith is right back there with him. Stabler calls signals, hands it to Marv Hubbard. Picked up by Stabler. Stabler marks up. Ball goes over to Miami. Hubbard fumbles. Stabler picks it up. The start down by Curtis Johnson at the 42.
I believe it was Dick Anderson that created that fumble. He came flying in from his safety position and really waffled of it. Here it comes. As we have the advantage of looking at a little TV replay here on the side. Anderson doing the tackling, flying in from that safety position.
Ball is on the 42-yard line. And there's timeout on the Orange Bowl with 6 minutes to go. Miami 20, Oakland 10.
12 members of the Miami Dolphins, 3 more than last year, included on the American Football Conference squad, which will play in the AFC-NFC Pro Bowl game on Sunday, January 20th in Kansas City's Arrowhead Stadium. The representation is split 7 offense, 5 defense, with offensive repeaters, wide receiver Paul Warfield, guard Larry Little, running back Larry Csonka, and running back Mercury Morris. On defense, repeaters are defensive end Bill Stanfill, middle linebacker Nick Borticani, and strong safety man Jack Scott and Dick Anderson. Others in the squad are tackle Wayne Moore, center Jim Langer, quarterback Bob Greasy, and kicker Garo Yefremian. Morris was selected, by the way, as a kick return specialist last year. The Miami Dolphins offensive line set a team record for protecting its quarterback this year by allowing its signal callers to be sacked only 13 times.
Jim Simpson with Kyle Rote. Miami has got the football on the 42-yard line of Oakland. They lead by 10 with exactly 6 minutes to go. Warfield and Swilly to the right. Csonka and Morris with a split step back. Warfield goes in motion to the left. Greasy hands the ball to Csonka, and Csonka gets down inside the 40-yard line. Jim Simpson with Cairo. Miami has got the football on the 42-yard line of Oakland. They lead by 10 with exactly 6 minutes to go. Warfield and Williams to the right. Csonka and Morris with a split step back. Warfield goes to post to the left. Greasy hands the ball to Csonka, and Csonka gets down inside the 40-yard line. Backing across behind the blocking of Larry Little and Norm Evans. They'll pick up a 3 on the play. Second down and 7. Connors and Sistrunk made the stop. Well, the Raiders now are faced with an uphill battle. Hubbard, I could not tell you whether or not he did have the first down when he fumbled. But Stabler picked up the fumble and was hit down at the 42-yard line, and Miami has got the football. And they've got the 10-point lead, and they've got a leg up in the race for a third consecutive Super Bowl visit. Greasy calls signals. Csonka and Morris are cheated slightly to the right, and that's split backfield. Morris now has the ball going to the left. And this tackle by Connors. Morris was down the sideline, picks up the first down. Down to the 31-yard line. Run out of bounds by the quarterback on that side, Willie Brown. Well, the lights are on all over Miami. It's darkness here. The temperature comfortable 70. And I believe now the Miami fans are resting a little bit easier. Oakland, an excellent ball club, a talented team, pulled within 17 to 10. Then a field goal made it 20 to 10. Then a gamble on fourth down did not pay off, and Miami's got the football and for the moment in the driver's seat with 5:14 to go. Warfield pops out to the left. Swilly walks out to the right. Greasy calling signals. Managed the tight end is on the left side. From the 31-yard line, handing to Csonka, and down he goes. And big Bubba Smith made quite a play and brings a few oohs and ahs. I tell you what, he overrode the block of the tight end and simply put Csonka down. That's the Bubba Smith that we remember before the knee operation. 4:54 to go. The Dolphins are in no hurry at all walking in and out of that huddle. Can't blame them for that. All of you listening to us around the world, remember on January the 1st, we'll have the Rose Bowl and the Orange Bowl here on NBC. USC and Ohio State in one, and State LSU in the other. Second down at about 11. This time. Second man is Forrest coming around the right side. Big hole in front. 20. Inside the 20-yard line, down near the 15-yard line. First down, Mercury Boys run out of bounds by Jack Taylor. Tipped inside, then came back outside, and then turtle deep, going around his own right side.
And a big mistake made by Phil Villapiano, the outside linebacker for Oakland. You talked about Morris making that inside move. That brought Villapiano inside. He stepped back outside of him. His job on that one was really to keep him and contain him to the inside. He just got caught inside, couldn't get out, and there was no one to back him up.
Jim Kick comes in to replace Mercury Morris. First down, the ball at the 15-yard line. 20's right. Warfield is left. From the 15, the ball is handed to Jim Kick, following the blocking of Csonka. He's inside the 10, down to the 9-yard line. Jim Kick. It'll be second down and 4. Miami controlling the football and controlling the clock, which continues to wind down with a little bit more than 4 minutes left.
And doing it in the manner in which they have done it so well all year long, all of last season particularly, running that ball, Csonka, Kick, Morris, an occasional pass.
As so often happens, a championship game is a long affair. This ball game now, in elapsed time, is only about 2 hours and 10 minutes old, and it's almost over. Warfield left, Willie to the right. It is still kicked back there with Csonka. Second down, 5 to go. Greasy hands the ball to Kick. Kick gets down near the 5-yard line, gets down near a first down. This time on a cross punt. George Atkinson, the strong side safety, made the stop. They're just shy of the first down, so Marv Fleming comes in. Swilly comes out to give the Dolphins 2 tight ends.
And again, the depth of the Dolphins' attack, whether it's Mercury Morris or Jim Kick, equally good. They lose no quality when one has to go out, the other has to come in.
20 to 10, 3 minutes left now. Winner here, it looks to be Miami, will face Minnesota in the Super Bowl in Houston next month. Greasy calling signals. This keeps that ball on the ground now, doesn't want a sudden turnover. Still wants to move it in, gives it to Csonka. Csonka gets a tough yard inside the 5-yard line, but that should be enough for the first down. We'll see. This one, first down, first and goal to go. And more importantly, they're letting that clock wind down. It's 2.5 minutes left.
of the game balls, which they award after a game, at least I think should go to a fellow named Norm Evans at right tackle for Miami. He has really done a super job of blocking all afternoon.
You wonder, Kyle, if the Minnesota Vikings are somewhere watching or listening to this game, or whether Bud Grant put them on a plane and headed them right back to Minnesota. You wonder if in Dallas, the Cowboys who lost today are watching or listening, or whether they're just so emotionally drained that they really don't care. Csonka carries the ball down to the 3-yard line as a 2-minute signal sound. 2 minutes to go. And with 2 minutes to go, they're calling time, and there's time out here with the score, Miami 20 and Oakland 10.
We talked a while ago about the 12 members of the Miami Dolphins who will be on the AFC All-Star team when they play in the AFC-NFC Pro Bowl game on Sunday, January 20th at Kansas City's Arrowhead Stadium. Now, for the Raiders, they have 7 players on the team, and they are 4 of the 7 repeaters: wide receiver Fred Biletnikoff, tackle Art Shell, guard Gene Upshaw, and cornerback Willie Brown. Punter Ray Guy is one of 3 rookies on the squad. Other Raider nominees are starting quarterback Kenny Stabler and safety man Jack Tatum. By the way, George Bland and Jim Otto finished the 1973 regular season with 196 consecutive NFL games played, a league record, representing 14 years without a miss. Otto's mark is even more remarkable when it's considered that he has started each of those 196 games, or every one played by the Oakland Raiders.
Along with Kyle Rote, then Simpson back in the Orange Bowl for the final 2 minutes of the American Football Conference Championship of 1973. Second down goal to go for the Dolphins, who lead by 10 points. They're on the 3.5-yard line of the Oakland Raiders. And the Miami fans have begun to leave, figuring their Dolphins are going back to the Super Bowl. 2 tight ends in there. Kick is off at the setback. Moorfield slotted to the right. Ball is handed to Jim Kick. Goes across the right side. Gets down to the 2. And for a moment it looked as though Kick was going to go all the way. But Skip Thomas pulls it off. And timeout is taken now by Oakland with 1:54 to go. The Raiders grasping on straws. They're in here with a 5-game winning streak. Raiders were really down after their loss to Cleveland by the score of 7-3, and John Madden said, well, we'll just have to get it all together. And Kyle and I were out in Oakland, California a week ago yesterday when the Oakland Raiders demolished the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they were asking John Madden whom he would rather play, the Cincinnati Bengals or the Miami Dolphins for the Conference Championship. And John said, don't talk to me about that. We are there. We are going to one place or the other, and we don't care. Now it looks as though for the Raiders, it's all over until 74.
You know, Jim, assuming that's the way the game ends, the minute 54 remaining, a lot of things, of course, can happen. They usually do not happen to a real solid ball club like Miami. A total collapse at this point. A fumble caught in midair and returned for a touchdown, and a field goal to tie it up and possibly send it into some death. But if it ends up like it is, the Oakland Raiders have not played a bad ball game. They've played good. It's just that Miami has controlled that ball so well.
Last time Miami lost here was in October of 1971 to the Jets by a score of 14-10. Don Shula has done a tremendous job with this outfit. John Madden, a very much underrated coach for the Oakland Raiders. Somebody had to win, somebody had to lose. Csonka with the football, and back in front of a touchdown. They've all been from short yardage. He carried Jack Tatum right under the end zone with him. And with 1:49 to go, they know this is it.
We have a penalty on the field. Horace Jones just got into a little pushing situation with one of the referees. Flag went down. They'll mark that off, I think, on the next kickoff, possibly.
Well, you could say it at the end of the regular season, at the end of the first playoff game, at the end of each conference championship. For the losers, what a long way to go. What a hard amount of work, only to have it to end. And for either Minnesota or for Miami, if Miami goes, next week, it is going to be somebody loses and somebody wins. Horace Jones are through already for 1973, despite the fact a minute and 49 seconds remain. Yet Premium, for the last minute or so, has been standing waiting to kick the extra point. Now, Tommy Bell, referee steps in. His unsportsmanlike conduct will be charged against the Oakland Raiders. And the Miami fans just love that. The end of a perfect day for them and the end of a very frustrating day for the Oakland Raiders and their fans.
One of the Raiders' fine young rookie linemen checked in to replace Jones. Kelvin Corver, the rookie from northwestern of Iowa, number 71. Big fellow, 6'6", 270. They're really high on him.
Now your Premium is ready to add the extra point. Larry Csonka has scored 3 touchdowns here today. Miami's played very controlled, very conservatively. The extra point is perfect. And that is the biggest lead that Miami's had all day. They led at halftime 14-0. They now lead 27-10. 1:49 to go. Oakland regrouping its forces around the 35-yard line, perhaps realizing, as fans start to pull out of the stands, that their season is over. Miami Dolphins know they've got not 1, but 2 weeks of work ahead of them before they face Minnesota in the Super Bowl. They marked it off to the 45-yard line of Oakland because of the unsportsmanlike conduct charge. So your Premium will have a chance to just move this out of the Orange Bowl.
And you look back to that 4th down attempt by Oakland, what might have happened had they made it? One where Hubbard carried over. Dick Anderson hit him, created the fumble. They trapped Stabler back behind the line of scrimmage. Had to turn the ball over to Miami at midfield. Miami goes in for what really appears to be the clinching touchdown, putting the game out of reach.
They are still awaiting the kickoff. They're trying to cool a few heads down there, but now the Clinching is ready. Tony Ball marches off the field. Smith, Davis are deep, realizing perhaps that they're going to have no chance at all for a return here, as the Clinching just kicked it out of the end zone. That'll be first and 10 from the 20. 10 seconds for station identification.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
American Forces Radio at 790 and 1420.
Lights sparkling all over the city of Miami. We can look out across the way to Miami Beach. We started the game wondering who was going to win, Miami or Oakland. We end the game knowing that the Miami Dolphins have won yet another American Conference Championship. Stabler goes back to throw, time running out, throws out as Johnny Smith at the 27-yard line, and he is wrestled down there. Wrestled down by Doug Swift, the linebacker. 1:37 to go, and the clock is running.
And this game for each Miami Dolphin looks like it'll net at least $16,000. $8,500 for this game. $7,500 for the loser.
Stabler back to throw, throws, it is picked off by Bob Matheson. Matheson down to the 20. Stabler missed the tackle as he hits to the 12. Don Shula ecstatic along the sidelines, as ecstatic as he can get, and Matheson keeps the football and says, I'm bringing it out with me. Now, Kyle, you're talking about at least $16,000 to the man. That's not for a day's work. That's for 6 or 7 or 8 months' work.
You know it, because it goes all the way back to July, where they started in their preparation in their training camp. It's been a long, long road, as you say, for the Oakland Raiders, abruptly ending here tonight, it looks like. All, I think, threads of hope that might have existed drawn with that interception.
Well, they're putting in many substitutes, bringing out the 2 guards, Kuchenberg and Little. What a tribute. They know, the fans here, that these guards have done a lot of the work in front of Larry Csonka and Mercury Morris. This is quite a day for Miami. 2:39 to go. 27-10. Miami over Oakland. Oakland now coming out his kick. He gets a hand. Warfield comes out. He gets a hand. He had one big catch today in their second drive.
Ron Sellers checking in for Warfield.
Charlie Lee is now in the backfield along with Don Nottingham. Creasy remains the quarterback. Hands the ball to Don Nottingham. First up the middle, carries by a little inside the 5. With 35 seconds to go, Jack Tatum made the stop. Nottingham, of course, running against the team of Oakland that knows this ball game is over with 25 seconds to go. Found little resistance and was able to burst all the way down to the 3-yard line. 20 seconds to go. Miami just might be merciful and let it run out if they can. 15 seconds to go. 14. The Dolphins are not even attempting to huddle. They could be called for delay of game. They'll count it down. 5, 4, 3. They know it's over. 2, 1. Going back to the Super Bowl against Minnesota. Miami. That's the end of the American Football Conference Championship game. The Dolphins dominated all the way and win again. Miami 27, Oakland 10.
Well, now let's look at the setup between Minnesota and Miami in the Super Bowl game in Houston on January the 13th. These two teams have only met once before, and that was at Bloomington, Minnesota in 1972, with Miami beating Minnesota by a score of 16-14. So this will be the second meeting ever in regulation play, not counting exhibition games, between these two clubs.